see Naruto.
This is EA Sports, PGA Tour coverage coming your way. Golf Channel on NBC and EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today it's live final round coverage of the California Classic. All set to go, we take you to the first hole. Frank, this is where you find out if you are a gamer with a capital G. First tee, final round, you're in the lead. Can you hold it?
And this is also where you find out if your best stuff is good enough. Oh, it's perfect. That is a huge opening tee shot.
Frank, this is an approach shot here at the first hole that will get a player's attention.
It will. Very strategically placed bunker that protects that front right of the green, plus the angle of that green. If you're going to take it across that bunker, you better judge that inch perfect.
This one looks like it's headed right in
All right,
the middle.
you go on the first hole. Let's get it. Let's go.
What a nice shot, I would say.
Well, that's
Close
an
though.
exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, that's a formality now.
Settles in over the putt.
Great start.
Frank, this is a nice looking hole. Not long, only 371 yards, but challenging in its own way.
It is challenging. The best approach here really is a conservative tee shot to set up an aggressive second.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Frank, this one's not looking good.
Yeah, certainly not down the fairway line, heading toward the rough.
You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish, but, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
Not a real hard game, is it? Birdie birdie to open. Frank, 100 yards longer than the second hole. The third, 471 yards. What do you think of this hole?
This is totally different to the previous hole. Driver should come out of the bag here, and if you can take that first bunker out of play, which is around that 285, 290 yard mark, you can start to shorten this hole up a little bit. And, well, the longest hitters, they still might even get a short iron in hand.
Good straight shot right in the fairway here at the third. Frank, what's the best way to get at this hole location here at number 3?
If there's a desired shot pattern, it's a little draw off the tee and a little draw in. And the reason why, if you look at the shape of that green, it's on a 45-degree angle to the left, so it really does suit a shot coming in from the right.
hugged that one a little bit
right,
offline
eagle.
to the left. He'll pay a bit of a price because that rough is fairly thick.
That was close though.
Birdie, danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
So Frank, what do you think of the start so far?
Rock solid. Very impressed.
And we pick up action at the 4th. Frank, the Maserati's tuned up early, running 120 on the first few holes here.
Yeah, you've got all 12 cylinders going. Just a player in full flight. It's amazing how that club's tearing through the air, I don't know, 100, 120 miles an hour. Ball just sailing down the fairway. Managing to hold those greens. And, of course, the greens today are putting so beautifully. So we have a chance to just sort of light it up there today.
That's well played. Now a good look at birdie. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, and trying for another one today. Oh, hello there. Really nice putt. Well, here we are at the 5th hole, a 535-yard par 5 for the long-hitting professionals. Frank, certainly not a long test. What is the challenge here on this hole?
It's another example of great design by Pete Dye. He'll give you the trouble on the left on the tee shot, and then he moves the trouble to the right on the second shot. It's going to get you one way or the other.
I mean, he just blasted it down the fairway, well over 325 yards. A good 190-yard shot, and this is the second. Frank, this one's offline.
All right, eagle.
Rough and thick stuff.
Third time. Third time. That was close though. That was close though.
Excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Shouldn't be a problem here. What a tremendous display of golf this has been.
Certainly throwing an eagle against the field too. We've seen it all. Birdies, eagles, just blitzing the field from start to finish.
Frank, a long par 3 here at the 6th, 255 yards. Club selection obviously is crucial.
Yeah, and length is very important here. Something that can fly high and land soft is obviously going to make that green play a little bit bigger. If you get a breeze off the right or left to right into, this hole becomes very challenging.
Not looking good, Frank.
I think it's wet.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Getting set now over the putt. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, the 7th is a short par 4, 346 yards. So I'm guessing it's a layup off the tee, but it might be a nervy layup because you have water on the right, and if you miss left, that's no bargain.
It's very distracting looking down the right side. I think that's the easiest way to put it. But if you can break this hole down, 346 yards, if you take 120 yards off that, which is like a wedge, then the layup only becomes like 220 yards. That seems a little less intimidating.
Setting up for another approach, our featured golfer has continued that excellent play from earlier in the round.
Indeed, there's no better feeling in the world than when you know you're firing on all cylinders. Hitting fairways, second shot's just going straight at the flag. Right now, everything is working.
Good swing, good shot yet again. How about that? Every green in regulation. Excellent ball striking today. Made par yesterday, this one for birdie. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
And he makes it for par. Now the second par 5 on this opening 9 here at PGA West. Frank, what are we looking at?
The bunker down the right side gives you that optical illusion because it sort of has that curvy edge to it, plus it sort of moves its way to that right side, and then you notice there's a bunker on the left that sneaks in on the left side. So this isn't just sort of blaze away off the tee. It still requires a good straight tee shot. If you do err a little bit, then you've got to be very cognizant of the bunkers up on the left side as you get closer to the green.
Now the approach shot here on this par 5/8. Just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie. Good putt. Frank, the 9th hole at 452 yards with that water down the right is really a test of a player's driving ability, isn't it?
It is, and his ability to sort of take the shot on. Ideally, just something with a little bit of a fade, unless you can carry the ball 300 yards, then you can get it just past that bunker. But when you look at this hole, notice how that fairway just starts to open up. So Pete Dye will reward an aggressive tee shot, but also he'll punish it if it's wayward.
We'll call this 140 yards to the flagstick. Frank, this is good golfing weather. Nice strong breeze. On the green, and a chance for birdie. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Really has a feel on these greens. That is another birdie. This is impressive. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports, continuing at PGA West in the Career Builder Challenge. We're on the back 9 now. Hole number 10 is 416 yards, a medium length par 4. But again, player has to deal with water.
It is. This is a double dog leg, really, and if you don't get the ball in the fairway, you're going to kick yourself.
That is tasty looking right there from just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from that.
Frank, is this a definite green light, the approach at the par 4 10th?
Well, there's enough opportunities at PGA West for the long hitters. This is an opportunity for the really good iron players. This is where they have a chance to shine, because a good iron player will give himself a birdie putt here. A poor iron player here, all of a sudden they'll find trouble. Should be safely on deck.
On the green in regulation.
See if you can get this one to drop. Big birdie putt.
Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Frank, how about this hole, the par 5 11th? Long one.
Oh, it is. And, you know, anything over 600 yards, only the longest it is the Bubba Watsons, the Dustin Johnsons of the world. The other ones that can get home on a hole like this. For the other ones, even those bunkers down the left side are sort of in play. You at least have to give them a cursory look off the tee. Nothing wrong with a hole, a par 5 that you can't reach. You still play it as a 3-shotter. And in some respects, you get rewarded for laying up here because that water that comes in on the left-hand side, that's not going to be in play.
Second from an excellent lie. Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough, missing it off the tee here. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish, but, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
And it is down for an eagle. Now the par 4 12th, only 363 yards, but Frank, it is intricate. There's a lot involved, isn't there, in playing a hole like this?
Yeah, I think this is where you have to work out, you know, which clubs do you hit the best? Are you better with a 9-iron? Are you better with a wedge? Because that's the distance you want to hit it to. That's how you can be aggressive, even when you're laying up.
So yet another short iron shot into a par 4 here at the 12th. This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday. And a chance for another one today. Birdie here yesterday, trying to do it again today. Oh my gosh, that hurts. Oh man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Right in the heart. Now teeing off here at the par 3 13th. Well, that's how you play the game, right there. Frank, this is a player in full flight right now.
It looks too easy right now.
Now another short par 4. It's only 389 yards, but Frank, where could a player go off course, so to speak, at this 14th?
Well, this is a hole where you have to play your own game. If you're a longer hitter, I think you can challenge that bunker and knock it over there. And if you're shorter player, you should be only looking at that left side. You're always going to feel like you've left something out here on a hole like this. You'd always think you could have done the other option. But this is where you've got to stick to what you think is your game plan.
Moving into this second shot here at hole number 14. Offline, and I think that one's headed for the rough. Frank, better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that looked like it was headed for that thick stuff the whole way, but a little fortunate. But then I guess you're allowed that in this game.
Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the course.
Nothing wrong with that par putt. Now at the 15th, par 4, 468 yards. It is nicknamed Turning Home as we are making our way towards the close of this round. That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Well, you can hear it right off the center of the club face. This has a chance to be close.
Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Just a couple of feet. Stroke that with authority. Now to the par 5 16th. Frank, this is a pretty solid hole.
Like all the other par fives here, length gets a big advantage here. This hole, as you've mentioned, bends to the left, and that bunker can be taken out of play by the longest hitters. 326 yards will get you past that. Otherwise, there's sort of a V shoot down the right side that everybody else has to respect.
Wow, that is a monster drive down there, about 315 yards. Nice position, short grass, second shot. Third shot, looking for a good one. This is a good-looking shot. Superb shot.
It's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Well, Frank, the most famous island green obviously is TPC Sawgrass, Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. Pete Dye's creation. People forget this is also an island green here in the California desert.
And it's called Alcatraz, and I've never heard of anyone trying to break into Alcatraz.
I mean, really on top of his game right now. That was a splendid approach shot. These putts keep the round together. Oh, hello there. Really nice putt. Well, Frank, hopefully the player has arrived here at 18 in a pretty good frame of mind. If not, you have to be thinking, oh, here we go again, water left. I mean, you could shoot 100 out here on this golf course if you don't have your best stuff.
Yeah, this is another example of, you're right, if you've got the bad mojo going, this is not the hole you want to be playing. Water left, bunkers right, somewhere in between there, this fairway.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball, and this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards.
Frank, this one's offline.
There's rough and thick stuff over there.
Pretty good result right there, considering
It looked rough all the way.
Exactly.
Rich, really did.
Trying to make yet another birdie.
made a good run at birdie. He'll have to focus now, try to walk away with the par. Workmanlike hole, he walks away with a par. Just a great putt and a great win.
Emmanuel Nora wins California Classic. Emmanuel Nora won the California Classic on Sunday for his 89th PGA Tour title and 16th time this season. Nora finished with a final round 16 under 56 to close out the victory. Alright, thank you for the acknowledgement. I appreciate it. Alright, CBT Naruto over and out. And also, today is December 1st, 2019. Shout out to the first day of the month. First day of the last month of the year. First day of the last month of 2019. And first day of the last month of the 2010s decade. 2010s this decade. Next decade starts next month, which is amazing to say. And that, of course, is next year. I mean, next decade starts in 2020. So yes, yes, next year is 2020, and that's when the next decade starts. So yes, shout out to all that. That's all amazing and perfect. So shout out to that. And also shout out to all the football games today. NFL's 100th season. I think it's week 13. Remember week 12 though? It's either week 13, 12, or 14. One of those. And I think it's week 13 now. Oh yeah, yes, it is week 13. I remember that. And yeah, shout out to. Or maybe week 14. Alright. The point is, shout out to all the amazing games. Like the 49ers vs. Ravens game today in Baltimore. The 49ers at Baltimore. And it was amazing. Lamar Jackson, he broke some records today, broke some more. And he's playing like Captain Lamar Jackson right now. Shout out to my girl Brie Larson. Captain Marvel. And yes, Lamar Jackson, he became the first quarterback, I think, in NFL history to rush for 100 yards in 4 different games in one season. He did this season, 2019-2020 NFL season. So that's amazing. He's about to break Michael Vick's record, which is also amazing. Like Michael Vick's record itself is amazing for a single season. He has like 1,173 rush yards for a quarterback or something like that. Like 1,073 rush yards for a quarterback. Michael Vick does. And he got that back in the early 2000s. And Lamar Jackson is right now like at 980 or 90, something like that. Like 988 rushing yards. And he has like 4 more games. So he can definitely get like 180 yards, 188 yards in the rest of the season, and break Michael Vick's record for most rush yards in the season, in a single season for a quarterback. So shout out to that also too, because that's amazing. That's perfect. And yes, it's something going on around right now. Saying that football, I'm gonna pitch versus the Houston Texans. Tom Brady, T. Breezy, and the crew. With Bill Belichick versus Deshaun Watson and that crew with the Houston Texans, and it's exciting. So yeah, shout out to that. And also shout out to Disney Plus coming out last month in November 2019. It came out November 12th, 2019. That's amazing, exciting, pretty fresh. It has movies on there like Captain Marvel, like I said earlier, with my girl Brie Larson. And also Avengers Endgame. Brie Larson is also in that too. And all the Disney Channel shows, the Disney Channel original movies, it's all just perfect. So yes, shout out to that. And speaking of Disney, Disney and Square Enix combined made the Kingdom Hearts franchise. Let's get Sora from Kingdom Hearts 3 on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It's necessary. It's time. It's been time. It should have been on there like 10 years ago, like a decade ago. But it's still necessary. Yeah, so it's all we do at this point. But it's necessary. It is still necessary. And I want them on there. And we're gonna get them on there. Let's do it. I'm gonna get them on there. Let's get it. Let's go. And with all that being said, CBT Naruto. Over and out.